for the nation. Welcome to Raider Nation News today. Doing something a little different right now because we just got some breaking news. Tayshaun Reed of The Athletic has reported that the Raiders have now hired former assistant GM of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, John Spytek, as the Raiders' new GM. I'm going to wait for some people to come on in. We're going to talk about this for a little bit. I probably will go back home sometime later on and we will talk about this. I just got the notification moments ago. Shout out to Joe Arrigo. Shout out to Tayshaun. Let's talk about this, nation. Let's talk about this. I want to hear how you guys feel. Salute to everybody that's pulling on up right now. Those that are coming in that do not know, yes, John Spytek is the Raiders' new GM. So this was somebody we talked about yesterday. This was a guy that's name has been thrown around for the last couple of weeks. This guy has a previous relationship, actually a very long relationship with Tom Brady, as they were teammates at Michigan. And he was the assistant GM with Tampa and were one of the guys that got Tom Brady to come to Tampa. So, look, there's already the relationship there. Where are we going in terms of the head coach? You heard us talk yesterday about Pete Carroll. This is still a guy that I think we should bring in. I know a lot of other people were going crazy about it. A lot of people were on the kick with the ageism shit, which still really fucking blows my mind. Like, I didn't understand that, but it is what it is. Let me see. I see Hammer. Why do people hate on Pete's age? Look at all the coaches in our division. We need that. Bro, I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all. Salute to Martin, salute to CGR, salute to J-Dub, salute to everybody in the chat. I really can't see all that great right now because the chat is incredibly small and we're doing this from my phone. Again, I'm doing something out the box just because the news just broke, and you know how it goes. If I can get on and do something like this, it's definitely for the greater good. We're actually in a little place called Parts Unknown, but I wanted to get on and do this for you guys as quickly as possible. So I appreciate everybody that's pulling on up. We have almost 100. Actually, we're at 90 to be exact on here right now. Pete is the only one who beat Peyton and Reed and Harbaugh, which, does that not make more sense enough for him to come to the Raiders? Come on. Make it make sense. Why not Spags for head coach? I don't know. I trust the experience. I trust the resume that is Pete Carroll. I think that makes more sense. And like I said, I know a lot of people questioned it yesterday. Well, what happens when he's ready to retire? Okay, you have somebody that's on the staff that could ultimately become the successor. I talked about Byron Leftwich yesterday. And for those that don't know, there's another guy that we talked about as an offensive coordinator, Liam Cohen, just got an extension with Tampa, and now he is one of the highest paid coordinators in the NFL. So he is staying put in Tampa Bay. Monken, like I said,
red light camera reported.
I don't think it would make sense for Monken. I don't. I do not see. I don't see him wanting to come here in terms of what do we have to offer. Look at what he has now. And there are reports out there already that the Ravens are looking to extend Derrick Henry. So, you know what? I'm going to pull over for a sec so we can do this just for a little bit. Make it a lot easier for me, and I could actually try to read the chat for a minute too while we do this. Shout out to the 131 in here. Yes, for those that are coming on in, John Spytek is the Raiders' new GM. How about old Pete Carroll and Kelly? I said this last night. Chip Kelly, stay in college. No disrespect, stay in college. Please, stay in college. Do I? Well, I can't see, so I don't know. And I don't know if there's a way for me to fix that right now while we sit here. Salute to the 125 in here. Smash some thumbs, hand me that sub, crush a bell. Players don't like Chip Kelly. Yeah. Who's the video? Who did the video? Was it Shady McCoy? Was he the one that like really went in about Chip Kelly a while back? I believe it is. This is another guy that's been around. He's got over 21 years of experience, if I remember correctly. I think this is a very good hire. And again, the relationship that he has with Brady, they're going to be on the same page. They're going to have the same vision on what they need to do. And again, I mentioned this yesterday in terms of Spytek, pretty much like with recent things that he has been a part of in terms of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers organization. He helped with that negotiation and the extension of Baker Mayfield for that 3-year, $100 million deal. He helped relieve cap space for Tampa. He got that extension done for Mike Evans as well. And they were all smart decisions. They were conscious, smart football decisions. So, yes, I think that this is a very, very good hire. Again, a guy that has the experience. Now it's who's the head coach. I did say that I was really hoping to get this stuff done within the next 24 to 48 hours. All right, well, not even a full 24. We have our GM. What is the deal with Pete Carroll right now? How soon are we going to hear the news break that Pete Carroll is the next head coach? Or is there somebody, and I'm asking you guys this in the chat right now, is there a name right now that maybe hasn't been talked about, or maybe somebody that you guys would want as the next head coach? Put it in the chat. I love this hire. Excited for the draft. What was that? Who's the coach? Yep, I just said the same thing. They said Coach Prime. Oh, Lord. Kingsbury, McCarthy. I'm telling you, I don't think Monken's going anywhere unless he's going to be a head coach and it makes sense for him. But again, for Monken, you look at what he has in Baltimore, what he has helped build over these last few years, that scheme, that system. Do you think he wants to leave that? They were just in the divisional round. Do you want to leave that? I don't think so. McCarthy is cool. McCarthy, Carroll, Prime. I could go either way with McCarthy, and this is me being honest. I could go either way with McCarthy or Carroll because of their experience in the NFL. McCarthy has been a guy that has developed quarterbacks. He has been a guy that's had some pretty good offensive systems. You see what he did with Dak. You see what he was doing with Rodgers. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that. Monken wants to be a head coach. My thing is, do you want to relive what we did? But there's a difference here in terms of AP didn't have the coaching experience. He didn't go up the tree as a coordinator, what have you, right? Monken, really solid offensive coordinator, but again, this would be his first gig as a head coach. Do we really want to go through that again? Or would you rather have somebody with the experience? And I don't give a shit about age, so please do not put that shit in the chat. But you can go with guys like, well, McCarthy is younger. You can go with a guy like Carroll, and like I said, you have somebody as an offensive coordinator or a defensive coordinator that could be the successor to him. Or you can go the route of going McCarthy, and McCarthy could be here for a good couple of years. Yes, we hired Spytek. Welcome on in, Patrick B. And you know what? There was something that I heard yesterday about Saban. Saban said he would not go back to college football with the whole NIL and all this other stuff. He would much rather, which I was surprised as hell when I read this last night, he'd much rather coach in the NFL than be a coach in college football at this point. No problem, Patrick. Tom Monken was actually a head coach before. Where was he at? Because I don't remember him being a head coach. Where was he? Wait. Monken was a head coach in college, right? Wasn't he? I could be wrong when I say this. Was he at Kentucky? Was Monken at Kentucky? Or am I wrong? Georgia, that's right. I knew it was one of the two. Georgia. Okay. Yeah. And he worked with Bowers before. GA, I pray to God not, dude. That'll be one thing, and I guarantee you, everybody that's in this chat right now, if we were to hire Pete Carroll, and he brought Gus Bradley as his staff as a defensive coordinator, everybody would lose their minds and right off the bat be like, yo, fire Pete Carroll. Saban is... I want to say Saban is offense. I'm like pretty sure he's an offensive-minded coach. He was a coordinator at Georgia. Tino, salute. We need an offensive-minded coach if it isn't Carroll. I think he is offense too. I'm pretty sure Saban's So Saban and Belichick were both defense? Why did I think Saban was offense? Why did I think Saban for the longest time was offense? I wish I was in the office and can pull stuff up because I'm curious. I need to look that up. Chip Kelly, Walt, no. Let him stay his ass in college. Dominique 5, salute. Gaines, I'm good. Solid first hire by Brady. That's a fact, Loso. I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it. But now we need to know who's the head coach? Who's our head coach? Where are we at with that? Quick shameless plug, because this made my whole day, actually. Coldest.com/Hammers House. Get your discount. I loaded this with Starbucks today, and it's still cold as hell. That was early this morning. Coldest.com. Use promo code Hammers House for your discount. Yeah, there it is. HC will happen by tomorrow. I hope so, because I said it last night when we did that live. And look, I appreciate everybody that pulled up to that live. I appreciate the new subscribers as well. We had almost 5,000 views off of that live yesterday. And I love how everybody was involved in the chat. Shout out to Joe Rigo for calling in. Shout out to Jason Hunter, the Demon King, as well. Dre, what's good? Hammer, Pete paired with Cohen or Edwards with Spytek connections. Cohen is not coming. Cohen is just got an extension with Tampa. He's staying in Tampa. He is actually going to be like one of the highest paid coordinators in the league now. He's staying in Tampa. So that's a name we can throw out the window at this point. Peter's head coach, assistant, Saleh, Lincoln Riley, or Joe Brady. Joe Brady's a name that was actually, somebody mentioned Joe Brady this morning alongside with Pete Carroll. I wouldn't mind that. I hope the head coach is no one people have been talking about because I hate the current options. Damn. I'm hoping so. We'll see, though. LaFleur OC from the Rams. LaFleur could be a guy. But this is, again, and I'm just being realistic about this when I say this to you guys. You look at some of the offensive coordinators that the names have been thrown around. And a lot of these offensive coordinators have been with teams that are in the playoffs or were in the playoffs. I don't see those guys leaving their current situations unless it's for a head coaching position. That's why last night when we talked about it, I said, hey, why not Byron Leftwich? And again, you think about this connection right now. And I mentioned this last night. He was on that coaching staff in Tampa. He has a relationship with Brady. He has a relationship with Spytek. Who's to say that he is not the offensive coordinator that they bring in? Makes sense, doesn't it? Salute to the almost 300 we have in here. If you're new in here, welcome. I am your resident tribal chief, Hammer, of Raider Nation News today. For those that don't know, yes, the Las Vegas Raiders have hired former assistant GM of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, John Spytek. Rorschach, salute. So am I. Well, I pulled over. I've been saying Leftwich for a while. Okay, see, there you go. Let's not go back. Look, I don't want to go back and forth like with the stupid, I don't want to say stupid, the nonsense that was in that chat yesterday. Do not put names of people we've had on the staff in the past. It's annoying, it's trolling, and if my mods see it, you can put those people in 5-minute timeouts. if they are habitual line steppers, put them in 10-minute timeouts. But that shit's got to stop. Stop living in the fucking past with that shit. Brunel is somebody that his name was mentioned earlier this morning, and there's a chance, this isn't a definite thing, he may be going to the Jets as an offensive coordinator. He may be going to the Jets alongside Aaron Glenn. I like the Bucs draft from last year. Okay. This fan base has to stop living. That's a fact. Hold on. Why, in my opinion, is Monken? Because I think Monken might be happy where he's at right now. There are other head coaching vacancies that are out there right now. Jacksonville still doesn't have a head coach. Dallas still does not have a head coach. I think he might just be good, especially in the situation that some of these teams are in. New Orleans still doesn't have a head coach. I don't think anybody wants that position to live in cap hell. Glenn to the Jets, we talked about it last night. I think Carroll should be a lock at this point. And like I said, it could be Carroll or it could be Mike McCarthy. Monken, Joe Brady, or Kingsbury. Kingsbury will not interview at all. Teams have shown interest, and he has turned them down as Washington is still in the playoffs. He won't even do virtuals. I respect that, actually. I respect that. Lions fans say Brunel doesn't want to go for that West family. Huh? Cliff isn't a leader of... Are we, Torque, are we going back to... Are we going back to him as a head coach in Arizona? Because I said it the other day. That front office has been a shit show for fucking 20 plus years. I'm not putting the blame on him with the Kyler Murray project. Kyler Murray's head wasn't in it either. I'm not doing that. You see what he was doing when he went back to USC. You saw what he's doing right now with Jaden Daniels and the Commanders' offense. That shit is crazy. Yeah, some dude is like going in a completely different language too. Like, shout out to him. That definitely ain't Spanish, y'all. I can tell you that. Josh Rosen, thank you. Money is not going to turn Kingsbury away from that quarterback. No, I'm not. The dude's got a bike. What is the hell is this? It's like some electric bikes spot that I'm in front of. Yo, we want to put him on live? Hold on. Y'all some assholes. Oh, I'm glad y'all didn't see what you just did. Walt, I think it should be Byron Leftwich. I just did. I'm not doing it again. Y'all are wildin'. No Diddy, bro. I'd give up multiple draft picks, call San Francisco and ask. Would you have done that? Would you have done that for Mike Tomlin? Because people made calls for him as well. Come on, man. Stop. Yeah, if we could have gotten somebody off of that coaching tree. Wait a second. There's a certain somebody off that Shanahan tree that left San Francisco. A certain somebody who was the OC in New Orleans. Would you consider trying to get Kubiak to come to Vegas as an OC? Would you consider Kubiak for OC? You heard it here, y'all. You didn't hear it anywhere else. You heard it right here. I'm thinking about that shit because, again, they do not have a head coach right now. Carroll, Kubiak is offensive coordinator. And Walt, to answer your question, why Leftwich? Previous relationship with Spytek and Brady. Kubiak, Carroll. Would you want to make Rob Leonard the defensive coordinator, or do you bring somebody else in and maybe Saleh as the defensive coordinator? Carroll, Kubiak, Saleh. Carroll, Kubiak, Saleh. I would like that. I would like that. What does this say? Is he really taking the Jags job? Is he taking it? We talked about Ken Norton last night and people were flipping their shit. People were flipping their shit about him. Kubiak comes off the Shanahan tree. That should say enough. Hold on. He might be interviewing. That doesn't mean he has to take the job right now. It's down to him and Patrick Graham. Yo, Saleh, if you're smart, don't put yourself in that situation. And the thing is with Jacksonville, I looked at numbers. I compared the numbers. Mr. Sunshine was supposed to be a generational talent, right? You know who his numbers are incredibly similar to, if not exactly the same? His backup, Mac Jones. No. Somebody, one of my mods, please, 5 minutes. You guys know what I'm talking about because we already had this conversation. All right, Sorg. Oh, shit. Yep. Space Beast. That was Spot, bro. Yo, appreciate whoever in Green Dot did that, or whichever my mod fathers did that. We gotta see. Deb, this is all I wanted. And we talked about it yesterday. I know I didn't see you in the live yesterday, and welcome in today. This is what I wanted. And I said it yesterday. I was like, this stuff needs to happen in the next 24 to 48 hours. Because they need to establish everything so they can start preparing for the Senior Bowl. They need to be able to start preparing for the Combine and start getting their ducks in a row with what exactly it is that they want to do. I do want to try to do a live this evening. I'll try my damnedest to get back on for you guys. But I was listening to ESPN Radio New York this morning. Mel Kiper has been doing a weekly talking about the draft. And he had some very interesting things to say, especially as it pertains to us and what move we could make. And it includes us moving up to the number 2 spot. So if I can get back on tonight, we're going to talk about it tonight. And I'm going to try to get that clip. I'm going to throw it into the soundboard, and I'm going to play it for you guys to hear. It was very intrigued. Listening, I know, like I said, he's been doing this as a weekly thing on Wednesday morning, so I was very intrigued to hear what he had to say. And he's actually throwing another name in the mix of these quarterbacks right now that could potentially be a starting quarterback in the NFL, and he mentioned quarterback Will Howard. So I would love to get back on with you guys today and talk about that as well. Salute to the almost 300 in here. I'm not going to leave just yet. Richard, I think it's a 3 to 4. I haven't seen details. I haven't heard details. I'm pretty sure it's a 3 to 4 year deal. Since we have our GM, think Byron Leftwich would be good for OC for. Tony, I'm assuming you didn't watch yesterday. I've been talking Leftwich the last for 2 days now. I think Leftwich would be a good OC if Carroll is in fact the next head coach. Devin, what are you talking about? Because I feel like I missed something there. Tom Brady isn't going to bring in Leftwich. Brady will try to bring in his Tampa head coach first. Are you talking about Bowles? Are you talking about Bowles or Arians? Is that who you're talking about? Carroll's contract is probably going to be 3 to 4 years as well. Bro, you're bugging. Stop it. Stop it. If he brings him in, it'll be as an advisor or something. It's not going to be... I think he was done from... He stopped coaching to be an executive. No. Arians is not coming back as a coordinator. No. 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 Titans general manager said don't rule out for them to pick a generational player. That means they could look at Travis Hunter if they wanted to. That means that they could be looking at Travis Hunter. Okay, I'm not saying anything about his age. But he retired from coaching because he wanted to work in the front office. So that's not happening. That's not happening. Yes, Flick. And that's exactly why I'm saying this makes the perfect sense right now. The three of them are tied together. Spytek, Brady, Leftwich. They're tied together. This is where I'm like, it would make perfect sense if you bring in Pete Carroll for a 3 to 4 year deal. And again, leave the Raiders better than they are or better than they were yesterday, as we didn't have a GM yesterday. Let Leftwich be the successor when Carroll is done. Does it make sense? Yes or no? No, not yet. The news just broke within the last half hour. Yeah, I've been on for almost 30 minutes, so it broke like a little over a half hour ago. Here we go with this again. Why do we have to sit here and talk about age or somebody's physical appearance? Does that constitute in the job description? Like, y'all were doing that shit yesterday when it came to Pete Carroll, and Pete Carroll looks like he's in phenomenal shape compared to a lot of motherfuckers. And again, Jim Harbaugh is younger than he is, but Jim Harbaugh is getting hip replacement surgery and heart surgery? Stop! Stop! And I think that's another reason that he stepped... Jay, I think that's another reason that contributed to him stepping away from coaching. But stop with this other shit. Y'all do that shit with Pete Carroll. Give it up for the Walrus, Andy Reid. Guess what? He's still coaching. He's still winning. He has rings. Stop. Really? My thing is, I'm going to give you guys a prime example right now because you guys keep doing this dumb shit. I'm going to just put a name out there. This wasn't a coach. And it realistically could have happened to anybody, and it happened to a specific player. Damar Hamlin. Y'all want to talk shit about him? Great physical shape. Took a shot. Dead center. His heart stopped. Guess what? He's still on the field and he's still playing. Had a phenomenal game against the Ravens. Fucking stop with that ageism. Stop with the physical discrimination and like stop. Bronny had an issue like that too. Stop with that shit, y'all. Grow the fuck up. Come on. I'm telling, yo, look, again, if it's stupid shit that's being said, if it's trolling shit, you'll get a short timeout, which is what, 30 seconds. You fuck up again, you get 5 minutes. Third one, I'll give the autonomy to the mods to either give you, I'll let them use their discretion, either a 10-minute or you're just gone for good. That shit's gotta fucking stop, though. I need a whole bunch of different sound bites from Wasted because they would be like money for the virtual soundboard. Like, we're here to talk football. I'm giving you guys news that is going on. I never go off and I never go back and forth. But some of the shit between yesterday's live, which was a phenomenal live, and today, and a lot of the people are like people that aren't even regulars in here. Like, stop that shit, man. We're here to talk football. I love hearing your guys' opinions, but when you do stupid shit, that's it, man. People don't understand. Pete, I wish I could highlight right now. Pete is a veteran. Just going to make a way better job than we had lately. What we need is a competent offensive coordinator to run our offense and a legit defensive coordinator. There you go. I'll send you my email. You could do that. He was away for a year. Why is that an issue for you? Belichick was away for a year. He's now coaching at UNC. What's your point? You guys, some of you guys do like the thought of Kubiak. Yeah, we talked about Glenn yesterday. We knew that was going to happen. Vrabel was another one who was away for a year. He's in New England. Y'all aren't making any sense with this. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it. That's a fact. It's a fucking fact. Pete Carroll, head coach. I care less about Carroll's age. Dude had the Legion of Boom. Thank you. And that, look, that's been in the back of my mind as we talked about it yesterday. Like, that defense, man. But I've also said to you guys, and we did a mock draft yesterday, I was like, I would lean, just thinking from the standpoint if he's a defensive-minded coach, would they go with a defensive player like Abdul Carter in the very first, with their first pick? I actually did one mock draft. I have another one that I want to do where we trade up to number 2 and take Shador. I traded up with this year's first. Next year's first or second. Yeah, I think it could be 1A, 1B, either next year's first or second, and then a 2027 first. And we can get that number 2 from Cleveland. Carroll brings a winning culture. Exactly. One thing can be said about Pete Carroll's teams. He knows how to scout, pick out, and develop talent from USC to Seattle. He's proven. That's a fact, Loso. Salute to the 245 we still have in here right now. And that's all. That was what I put on the table yesterday when we talked about this. His experience speaks for itself. Brady's looking for updated offense, which running game complements the air attack. Pete drafted great for years in Seattle. Knew all the players from college. And remember when Joe called in yesterday, he mentioned that one dude that's on the block right now that we could potentially have in here and reunite with Pete Carroll, DK Metcalf. That dude's a specimen. Why not? Jacoby, DK, Trey, Brock, Mayer. Just need a quarterback. Yeah, mine doesn't look like that, asshole. Salute to you on the 199, though. Appreciate you, bro. You're such a jackass. DK and Brock would be scary. Do you think we told Cliff to come back next year for head coach? I doubt it. Schneider took over roster control. Pete last 3 years. Hammer, the reason I watch your video live is because I want to hear your opinion and takes on our Raiders, whether I disagree or whether I agree or disagree, but never disrespect you and absolutely show respect. Appreciate you, bro. It means a lot. Thank you. Carroll drafted good, way past his college stint. Yeah. Went through DC's. Hold on. Good God, dude. Sanders similar to Russ. Carroll can work with that. Yeah, because I know somebody has already said something about Wilson and Carroll reuniting. Carroll was the one that pushed him out, so that's not happening. Let's get that out of our heads quick, fast, and in a hurry. What do I think about Mac reuniting with the Raiders? It has to make sense because we do have the cap space, but there is also a certain edge rusher, and I wish I was in the office to do this. There's a certain edge rusher right now that needs to get paid first, so we have to wait. There's a whole bunch of them out here right now. Actually, they look like it's a scooter gang. DK or Higgins. I think you could trade for DK. You got to pay Higgins. And I talked about this yesterday. I think one team to keep an eye out on in terms of the T. Higgins sweepstakes is going to be the Baltimore Ravens. And again, if Monken is still there, having a high caliber receiver like T. Higgins, they're going to fucking blow the top off with that offense. Commanders as well, and I talked about the Commanders the other day. The Commanders, in my opinion, do not have a true number one receiver, and T. Higgins could be a guy that would be a good. It would be a good spot for him as well. I wholeheartedly agree, Adam. Titans that's what we're thinking. That's what we're thinking in terms of Travis Hunter. He may end up going first overall to Tennessee. Hammer knows his stuff. I was thinking if the Ravens get a real number one full, yeah. I really do not consider McLaurin a true number one. I don't. It's no disrespect when I say that. And I hope nobody took it that way. But I don't look at him as a true number one. I don't. How great would it be to get a franchise quarterback in the second or third? It's possible, but again, the relationship that Brady has with Sanders as well, there could be a move. We might find a way. We might trade up to number 2 to get Shador. Would you guys be okay with that? We trade up with this year's draft pick. We give next year's either first or second and a 2027 first. Fuck that. This year's first, next year's second, 2027 first. Would you do it? Nah, they won't fuck with the 3. They won't fuck with the 3. All right. We're going to talk about this more when I'm actually when I'm in the office, when I'm in the vault. We're going to do this because I don't even feel like myself doing this right now. I know it's like Hammer's got more energy when he's out than he does when he's sitting in his office, but I'm going to come back on later and we're going to talk more about this. When I schedule it, you guys will know what time. I appreciate each and every single one of y'all that pulled on up, though. I really do. On your way out, if you haven't already, smash some thumbs, hammer that sub, crush the bell to stay up to date with all your Raiders news, rumors, updates, live streams, and reactions. And again, for those coming on in, if you missed it, the Raiders have hired John Spytek as their new general manager. So now it's the waiting game for the head coach, which I think we all right now are presumably are thinking that it is Pete Carroll. So, continue to stay safe. Most important, to be kind to one another. COVID or not, you should always remember to wash your hands and your asses. And as always, win, lose, or tie. Raider Nation till I die. Till later on, y'all. Peace, love, and positivity. I'll catch you guys later. We outro.